It's showtime, baby. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Couples Lounge Show. I'm your girl, Candace, and this is my sexy husband, Ramon. Say what's up to the people, baby.
What it do?
We are about to give you an amazing show, so call your friends, tell your significant other, tell your mama and your daddy to log in and tune in to the Couples Lounge show. Y'all can find us on Facebook, on YouTube. Well, we're gonna be on Facebook just a little while longer. We need you all to go and subscribe and follow the YouTube channel at the Couples Lounge, and we see y'all moving over. I saw the new subscribers, so welcome everybody who is hanging out with us. And so y'all know what we're talking about today. We are going to be chopping it up, dissecting the Jezzy interview with Neil Long. Yeah. It was deep, y'all. It was deep to me. Y'all know I that kind of stuff I love. And it's like I see what you're doing, God. I see what you're doing. So when you come on into the Couples Lounge, make sure you say good morning, good afternoon, good evening whenever you are tuning in. But we do this on Saturdays at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Say what's up to the people, baby, in your way.
I did what it do, man.
All right. So we are about to get it crack-a-lacking. For those of you, if this is your first time tuning into the Couples Lounge, we are a husband and wife duo that hosts this show. We've been hosting this show for 7 years. In different realms, in different buildings and all. We went from fishbowl to in the house because of COVID. Then we moved out. But
What up, Miss Knight?
so yeah, that's what we doing. And so we get a joy about doing this. We talk about all things love, marriage, and relationships. And so if you got a topic you would like for us to talk about, all you got to do is inbox us. If you want to be a guest on the show, let us know. If you need a wife and husband duo to come and speak at your events, let us know. So you ready?
I'm ready, man. I had some people reach out to me about being a guest on the show.
Okay.
It ain't gonna make it work though,
What?
because time.
What
They
you
was like,
mean?
man, I can't do it Saturday morning.
But we can always pre-record them.
You know what? That's a good point. I tell him that. I was like, well, bro, this is when we do it. But okay.
Okay, so if y'all have not watched the Jezzy and Neil Long interview, you will want to watch it after this conversation.
You should have saved or put a clip on her.
But they've been having clips all over the internet.
So what difference does that make?
We ain't got a clip. So I want to first off start by saying this. The energy of that interview, the realness of that interview, the truth in that interview. If men and women can sit down and have dialogues like that, oh my goodness, the change that will come about within our community, the Black community. And so I don't even know where to start. I got it listed, but I don't know. Did anything really just stand out for you? Because I got a whole front and back that stood out to me.
Yeah, a lot of things. One in particular, when he said real men don't cheat.
Okay.
And I didn't like him saying that.
Okay.
I didn't like it at all. I was bothered by that statement.
Before you watched the full interview, or what? While you were watching?
While I was watching it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why were you bothered by that? Real men don't cheat.
Yeah, it was extremely judgmental, in my opinion. He said it in.
Okay. That's your opinion. That is your opinion. It's your opinion.
You know, because we move in integrity and this and that.
Yeah.
And I get that part, but here's my opinion. It is wrong as two left shoes to do anything like that. Who don't? acknowledge that, who won't admit that.
Mm-hmm.
But where is the grace and mercy in saying this is my take on that. Real men have cheated. They may not cheat anymore, but just because that man cheated, he's not a man. That is a man who effed up, messed up in the biggest form you can met. One of, if not the biggest form you can mess up as a married person. But that doesn't make him now. He's not a real man no more because he's done that. Are you kidding me? That is stupid. He made a mistake.
Now you just judgmental right there.
Yes, I am being judgmental because you're being judgmental on the mistake. Okay. That mistake is wrong and it's a felony, but it shouldn't be life condemning. It should not be life condemning that he's done that. Like, we can't grow up and mature from that mistake that I made 5 years ago, 2 years ago, 6 years ago, hell, 1 year ago.
But he didn't say all of that in that interview. He didn't say
real men don't cheat.
Okay, for those of you that this is your first time tuning in to the Couples Lounge show, you're gonna realize that me and my husband have two different mindset and views on things, which I think makes the show what it is.
Yes.
And so this is my take on the comment that he made.
Break it down.
Knowing that he has cheated in the past. I'm saying Jezzy, no, he has. I think what he
didn't admit that.
I think what he was saying,
he did not say it at all.
But that it wasn't something that necessarily came up. So, and plus it's a pre-interview, so you don't know what was cut out. Let me finish. I think what that statement meant is real men in a shift in mindset. A real man's mindset does not cheat. It comes a place, not your manhood, not you as a man, but a real man does not cheat because, as Floyd just posted, with growth and maturity, you're no longer acting as a little boy doing little boyish things. I'm a real man. I have integrity now. It ain't even about the female. It's about how I feel and see myself now, that I don't want to cheat. So I looked at it as a real man's mindset doesn't allow for certain things. And sometimes as a man, you can have boyish ways and do boyish things. And so that's what I didn't think he was condemning men. I think he was saying once you elevate, once you have growth and maturity, you move into a space and you don't operate like you used to operate.
This is my opinion.
So
you may have won a particular battle, but the war ain't over. If you're a crackhead, you will always be a crackhead. If you're addicted to let me finish. If you're addicted to something like that, as you alcoholic, you're always an alcoholic. You just have moved past it and are no longer a victim of it. But you can fall prey. Real men don't cheat. I disagree. Let me finish. Okay. Last thing, I'm gonna shut up.
Mm-hmm.
A real man can fall victim to infidelity, in my opinion. Yes, you can have a growth mindset. You can have all that. You put in the wrong place in the wrong situation. You're vulnerable to anything. You're human. To say you can't, I can never do this again. With God's grace, you may not do it, but it's possible.
Let me tell you something.
As a man, but let me shut up. All right, that's just my take.
Okay, that's a take.
That's something you will forever. That's a battle you will forever face. You know, I'm no longer feel that way, but if I get comfortable, I can fall victim to it. Stay on the alert and stay proactive to keep yourself from falling victim to it. But the thing, I ain't gonna ever cheat no more. Okay, the devil gotta put you in a situation to
God won't put you in no situation like that.
God don't put you in a situation
cheating
to tempt
is a
you.
choice.
Oh, okay.
Cheating is a choice.
God don't put you in situations.
God don't put you in situations that make you sin.
I didn't say God makes you
or tempts you to sin. God, no. You better get in the word. No, God do not tempt us and put us in situations to see if we will sin.
He's never tested
no, God don't put you in situations to see if you will sin. What?
I didn't
No.
say. Oh wow. Okay.
Okay, so
That I am in the word actually.
no, you're not. Not with
So
that statement. You
so
are
God.
not.
So let me ask a question. God has never tested people and seen what they would do.
God does not put you in situations to see if you will sin. No, God does not do that. So that's I'm gonna speak just a little bit about this cheating thing. Cheating is a choice. Cheating is several actions that have to go into play in order for it to do it. In order for you to do it, and you will have it. It
I
would
couldn't see. Yes, yes, I
it will
highlighted it.
that's several steps. So I say this about cheating, and we're gonna move on. Is that you have to be it's a choice to cheat. It's several steps. Anybody that cheats and say, "Oh, that was just a mistake. Oh, I just fell into it." Oh, no, no. And a man that's for real about his relationship and is like has some value and see the value and has integrity, as Jezzy said, you're not gonna have an excuse as to why you cheated on your wife. Or well, y'all talking about men, so I'm gonna keep it on men. No, it's nothing you can say to validate I cheat. Oh, I just made a mistake. No, there are certain men with certain mindsets that's not even an option. To dishonor my marriage, to dishonor God, to dishonor myself, to dishonor my wife. It's not an option for him. And so that's what I will say about that, my opinion. And so they they kept it real for me about Jeezy opened up about his trauma, about his marriage, about his mother. Oh my God. It was just and Nia as well. She did the same thing. And so what I wrote down is him even the experiences that he had when he was 8, with him seeing the guy that shot his wife or the kid's mother, him having the a situation with the sitter who molested him. It just shows you how things that happen in our childhood, even at those young ages, impacts your psyche, impacts how you continue to move. Like he said, I can still remember the shooting of that whole experience. He still remembers that, and it put him like in a survival mode. And I just don't a lot of people do not realize, and we've seen that with couples coaching, a lot of people do not realize how their childhood still shows up in their marriage and in their relationships and in their adult life.
No, not at all. They haven't came face to face with those issues. It comes out, but they haven't dealt with it. I believe most people on this planet have some issues that they haven't got over, dealt with, did the work to overcome it, if you will. We just try to move on, but it shows up in one way, in one shape, form, or fashion. It will show up regardless whether you know it or not.
And it did not miss me. And I don't know if y'all I've only followed Jenny Mae just a little bit, but when he started talking about his mother being violent, verbal abusive, cold, a void of love, not compassionate. And if y'all know a little bit about Jenny Mae, she may not be violent. I'm gonna say this, void of love, but he really attracted his mother through his wife.
Explain that.
When you
I don't know nothing
watch
about
when
Jenny
you
Mae.
watch Jenny Mae, she comes off in her,
I
like
haven't.
she has the mindset of when I saw an interview too with her mama, and her mom was like basically submissive. I ain't doing what this man tell me to do. I have this. She said it's been times where she's spoken to Jeezy in a certain way, and he was like, no, 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 no. Like You need to pipe down with that. And she never saw an issue with it. And he was telling her, like, nah, you need to chill on how you talking to me right now. And so if you look at her mom and seeing what her mom has said about in regards to a man, like Jenny Mae daddy couldn't handle her because she's a strong woman and she just wasn't putting up with certain things and da 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 da. This is what her mom was saying, and her kind of realizing that is like her mom. And as he was talking about his mother, I said he simply married a version of his mom. And then it got me thinking.
See, I didn't know all that about Jenny Mae.
We marry a version of our parent in our somehow, some way.
Not all
But
the
in
time.
that's
I don't think we did.
I can see how I have.
What the heck?
I can see it.
Educate me.
So I would say,
I don't think I'm like your dad.
I would say
you're not like my mom.
I would say
now,
that we have a version of our mother and our father, and that is the part of us which allows for healing to take place. Because that person is going to bring out whatever your mother or father wound is in you. They're going to bring it out. So you marry a version of them in some way. And so I will have that conversation with you offline first before we have it online.
You really think you've married a version of your dad?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Really?
And I can see how a part of me is your mom in the part of the areas in which we need to heal. No,
but at the time, no.
Yes, the areas of you, that childhood within you that has to heal is present. And so, and I'm going to say this, a lot of times wives, and I'm just talking to the women right now, the energy that you get and feel from your husband is not about you. So to say, it's about his mom. You are showing him a version of his mom that he did not like or that he had issues with, and you are doing it now, and it's triggering him, the little boy in him. And so you are now getting it. And so now he gets an opportunity to heal up that little boy. And when he heal it, his energy towards you will be different. And so we have to just understand that about the whole marriage dynamic.
And see, what made me wonder, you didn't see that before you married her?
I thought the same thing. They only been married 2 years.
Right. Because if you have a hard time, or it's hard for her to control how she talked to me, and I have to check her on how she does that. Whoa, that's a huge red flag. I'm not, as a man, I'm not marrying a woman that can't check her tongue and how she speaks to me. Because as a married man, that would enrage me. And you might not just be quick to divorce immediately, but if you're doing that before we get engaged or before we get married, I'm not getting engaged. I'm not married. I'm not asking you to marry me.
But when you're experiencing something that is familiar, this is familiar to me.
Yeah,
I know this.
Yeah, Ramon couldn't do it.
But you realize that it probably is not an everyday occurrence. I think that's why so many people can get caught up in a relationship, because they are showing you one aspect. You see the love inside of them. You see how they treat you, how they respond. But you see that too. And a lot of times you think, well, we can correct that. This is just how she is. That can be corrected.
I think people shouldn't get married before 35. Here's why. Like what you just said, there's too many traits or things we overlooked when you marry at a young age, that when you get older, you realize that's not something I should have overlooked. That's something that should have been seriously addressed and worked on before we got married. And if I could do it over, we'd probably do some counseling, some coaching, or have individual. We would have worked on this or that before we walk down that aisle. But when you're young, it's like, oh no, I'm in love. You know, love conquers all. She's not, that's the one, he's not going. No.
But then too, you said on many shows that you feel like getting married older is more challenging because people are set in their ways.
Take it, man. You're right. God,
so the reality of it is you're going to have to grow at any age. Because if you got married at
4, let's say 42, 45 years old, you're single.
You're unwilling to change, possibly.
Man, you know how hard that is to change your whole world around with this person to like, man, that would be difficult to, like, for us. If Lord forbid if something happened to one of us and we got divorced, separated, or something happened, marriage is not even on the table for me. That's because I know how serious it is, and I'm not willing to just throw my heart on the table like that again. I'm not. I don't want to marry. I don't want a relationship. Hell, I don't even want to call you or talk to you. I like, if we have to talk on the phone, I'm gonna think it's a red flag. Why you want to talk?
Yeah, you won't. No, don't get married.
No, I would. No.
Hey, Big Kurt, I love your response, because that let me know that you and your wife are currently watching this together. He said, I don't know, but my wife just said I have some traits like her dad. I'm appalled. Thank y'all for watching together. That is powerful in itself. And so thank y'all. If you're just tuning in, we're talking about the Jezzy and Nia Long interview in which he really opened up. And you can tell Jezzy has gone to counseling. You can tell, like you said before, you can tell a person that's spiritual. You can also tell people that have been doing their work, have been going to a counselor. Definitely, even if you didn't know him before, it's just when you get on a healing journey, you talk differently, you walk differently, you move differently, you think differently. And so the conversation that they had was so powerful. And when she was asking him about the company and the things that he attracts, this is what I wrote down: heal to attract the love that you desire.
I got a question on this, but I'm gonna let you.
Why aren't you attracting the love? So when you out there saying all men are dogs, ain't no good men out there, all these men want is this, that, and the other. Why do you keep attracting those kind of men?
Here's what my question is. Well, one of my questions. What do you mean by you attract? Like, those are the type of men are coming your way, or those are the type of men that you like? Or is it both? Is it one way?
I think it could be both. Because when I think about, and I'm just gonna use Facebook as an example, but I don't think it really even matters with Facebook. It's a type of energy that you move with. If there are certain things that you are posting, there are certain pictures that you are posting, that is going to, that energy is attracting a certain type of man.
The wolves are coming.
And then you wonder,
we smell blood.
Then you wonder why he in your DM sending you dick pics. Or you wonder why married men are in your DM. It's a certain type of energy you are moving with. I would say, even if you're a woman that lacks confidence, certain men can see that. And so you're attracting a man that says, okay, I see, but maybe she lacks.
So what's the difference in attracting something and just liking something? Some women like bad boys. You just like, maybe I don't attract her. She may attract, but I just like bad boys.
And I think the whole bad boy thing is bad boys, it symbolizes power. It symbolizes protection. It symbolizes a provider. But in reality, he may not be any of that. But that's what it looks like.
But
externally.
Men like bad girls. What I mean by that, ladies, listen, and this is real. We may not want to marry you, this particular woman, but we're attracted to hoes. The girl that looks and acts sluttish, we like.
Why is that? Why is
Because
that?
probably because we are hoe and a slut too. So therefore, so therefore,
Heal so you can.
nah, nah. So, but that's real. Listen, some of us actually like it. Like we like the slutty, nasty girl. Like, ooh, low key, we like that and turned on by it. And then won't marry her. Now that ain't the woman we want to marry, but that's the one we like.
Because you know what comes with that package. But like you said, that's not the woman. When you get ready to wife a woman, that's not who you're looking for. It's what you attracting because of your mindset. But once you heal,
no,
you're going to attract.
My mindset ain't gonna change. What I mean?
You just said I don't want to marry her.
Yes, we don't want the nasty slut with everybody that's doing it with him.
Baby, let's stay focused. Okay.
With them, but we want you like that with us. We like it when you like that with us. The problem is, I don't think so. I think that get lost with women at times with wives, and I'm not being funny. I'm serious. That some women lose sight of what got him, and you know your man he's nasty. Your man is freaky, girl. You know he's freaky, but yet you're not freaky anymore. You're not nasty. You're selective freaky. You selective nasty. Why? And you got a nasty, freaky, slutty man, but he's only doing it with you or want to do it with you, but you selective with it.
And I say this, I say this in situations, if your wife was that,
we would
and that she changed, what brought about the change, and that's what needs to be discussed.
Kids,
is okay,
jobs.
So what about, and then how do we get back there? And that takes having a real conversation like Nia and Jezzy did. Although they're not a couple, it's still a black man and a black woman. And I think that was what was so powerful to me. Again, and I said it at the top of the show, if you're just now logging in, if we can have more real conversations like that without having so much heat behind it, where I'm really trying to listen to you, I'm really intrigued by how you think, I'm really trying to see it your way, even if I don't agree, I still want to understand you. That will bringing us together more than tearing us apart, because it almost feels like it's an agenda out in society right now that we want to we comparing ourselves to each other. We want to point out what's so wrong with the woman and what's so wrong with the man, and it's this division when we are alike more than we are different.
There's nothing wrong with holding each other accountable.
I agree.
The problem is one-sided. It's a double standard. There's a double standard. Men have double standard for women. Women have double standard for men. This is both ways. What I mean by double standards, we can be a hoe, y'all can't be. That's a double standard. Here's another double standard. Women can hold men accountable. What a man should do, what he ain't doing, hold him accountable. And there's nothing wrong when women do it all the time. This is how men act. This is what real men. But if a man holds a woman accountable, a lot of times we get pushback. That's weak. Men don't do that. Why are you worried about what a woman do? Don't judging us. And wait a minute. You holding me accountable. Why I can't hold you accountable? And we can receive it, in my opinion, more than a woman can. We can receive you telling us this and that, but the moment we do, we get weak. We become all of whatever because we're saying what a woman should do and should not do.
And that's why I think we gotta start having more mature conversations. We got to, like I said, go back to the healing aspect. We gotta discover more about us. And I think when you get, as Floyd said at the top, maturity and growth, you can start having those conversations with in a safe place with somebody who is on that vibe. It's hard to vibe with people that ain't on the same energy with you. You know what I'm saying? Some
And
people just have
personal
that
relationship or romantic relationship.
relationship. Yeah.
If we're not on the same level, same vibe, or like I gotta pull back.
Yeah. So if you are out there looking for love, heal so you can attract what you desire, because what you keep attracting is a reflection of you. And when you heal, this is the thing, you see
I'm
yourself different.
hesitant when I hear that.
When you heal, you see yourself differently.
Yes, I agree.
You have boundaries now. There's things that you don't do to you anymore. So then in return, you don't allow other people to do it to you. If you are around here disowning yourself, yeah, you're gonna attract somebody that is willing to disown you, not dishonor you. So
yeah, you
that's
dressing half naked, twerking,
right.
and you wonder why guys is trying to hit immediately.
And not even that. If you going out and you going to the club and you getting thrown, you drinking, man or woman, you drunk, you sloppy drunk wherever you going out. Yeah, and then you dishonoring your own body by doing that. So you might attract somebody, they might not be doing it that way, but they dishonor you too. In a different type of way. And so I would if you have done the work of healing and you understand what I'm talking about, put it in the chat. If you have done the work of healing, you owe the responsibility to the community, to the world, to get about the business. God dropped something into me, and he really dropped it since the marriage retreat. But James 5:16, confess your sins so that you one to another, so that you can heal, and so that people can begin praying for you in those areas. And so we can't be holding the things that we are going through inside, the things that we struggle with. We don't want to tell nobody. I do it myself. Then you don't have nobody praying for you. It talks about the power of those that are righteous, the power of the prayer of those that are righteous. And the more that you are able to confess and talk about those things that you struggle with, that you deal with, it is healing in just talking about it. And find you somebody that you feel safe talking about it with.
That's the key. That's the hard part for men.
What's that?
Finding someone safe we can talk to.
If you got a wife, that's one person.
Yeah, that's one person. But some things we might not want to bring to our wives. Hell, it may be about her.
That's okay. But that's the power of it.
Baby, at times I don't want to vent to you. I might want to vent to some manly stuff that what a man will get, what a woman won't get. That's why.
Yeah, I get that. But if you don't have a man like that in your life, instead of holding it all in, I am the first best person. I'm not going to even say the second. I am the first best person. And it might not be something that manly that you might say, oh, she can't get it. But what I can do is go in prayer on behalf of my husband. What I can do is have the wisdom, pray for the wisdom and the intuition to support my husband how he needs to be supported. If it is for me to reach out and find another man that I feel that my husband can vibe with.
Ooh.
Y'all gotta let your wives do what they are called to do.
Ooh. That was powerful, girl. Let me touch your booty.
Stop that, boy.
Oh.
So if you have not shared the video, make sure you share the video.
It's not in tune like that.
Right.
With the man upstairs.
Right.
Every woman ain't in tune like that. Every woman is not like every man doesn't have a praying, God-fearing wife. Like every wife doesn't have a God praying, a praying, God-fearing husband. Having one is
powerful.
Yeah, it is.
Let me tell you.
Yeah, it is.
Forgiveness.
Ooh, I knew you was bringing that. I knew damn well
you gotta talk about forgiveness.
I knew you was bringing that up right there. Go ahead.
He talked about meditation.
Yep.
And his meditating was like, woo, boy, that's powerful. Good morning, Lakeisha. What's up, Mr. Holloway? Hey, Nina. What's up, Deborah? Hey, Ann. As we continue to talk, how you know I was gonna bring up forgiveness?
I know my wife.
Why do you think I will bring up forgiveness?
Because I know my wife.
What do you know about forgiveness?
You talk about you want me to forgive and this and that. And I can forgive and move on. I don't have to write letters and do all that. I know you, girl. Go on with the show.
Forgiveness.
Yes.
Like she said at the end, if you don't forgive, it's coming back around that corner eventually. You gonna hit that wall eventually. You gotta be, honey, they done said you look like T-Pain. You look like Marshawn Lynch.
I hear Marshawn Lynch all the time.
Black Jesus. You gotta be willing to forgive.
Mm-hmm. You do.
And for you, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you may not even ever talk to the person about it. You may not get that opportunity because some people, you don't know where they are. Some people are dead. Some people you don't even have that relationship with, but you gotta forgive. What do you feel like is hard about forgiveness?
Sometimes for me, what's hard for me to forgive, it's hard for me to forgive you or anybody that's watching or done something to me when you have malicious intent. Mm-hmm. You purposely tried and intentionally tried to hurt me. Mm-hmm. Purposely, you lied or said this to hurt me in whatever shape, form, or fashion. That's harder for me to forgive. It's easier to forgive you done me wrong, but your intention wasn't to really screw over me. Like, dang, man, my bad. I didn't mean. It's easier for me to forgive that. But when you purposely then did something and said something to the boss and tried to get me fired, purposely said something to try to get my wife to leave me or to get me financially in the bind, that's a little difficult to forgive. Like you had malice intent. You tried to hurt me. That's hard. That's difficult. At least for Ramon. Some of y'all may be easy to forgive, but Ramon, that's a little difficult for me.
And I'm gonna take it a couple of ways. It is one, I definitely agree with that about forgiveness, but we got to understand forgiveness is a spiritual action. Yeah. The flesh in us. Yeah. That person is hard to forgive. Being able to forgive somebody that has done that is an act of spirituality, it's an act of God. I'll say that first. Number two, what if God said that to us? No. You intentionally keep doing this. I keep telling you, don't do it. I keep tapping you. No. I caused this to happen because I keep trying, but you intentionally keep doing it. God. So don't come to me asking for forgiveness. Ooh. No, I ain't forgiving you. No, stop. This is what's going to happen to you. No.
Shut up.
No.
Shut up.
So that's number two. The third one is this. Understanding the mindset, the wounds, the hurt, the pain that person is carrying for them to be able to do anything that Mom just said.
At that point, I don't care.
I'm saying that's the understanding that you have to give when you know. Like that. I know, but at some point, God is going to.
I'm dealing with the hurt. I ain't thinking what made them feel that way.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It takes a spiritual.
Yes.
It's a spiritual act. And you got to want to do it. And you got to understand that you have hurt somebody as well. No doubt. You have hurt somebody.
I ain't do it like that, though.
But you did it. You did it.
Nah, I ain't do it like that.
And sometimes having some intent behind it.
This morning, I watched the video. God, I can't believe it slipped my mind right now. Somebody that's in the Bible could tell me. God asked this woman, I can't believe that man name slipped my mind, but follow with me. He asked the man, or priest, I believe, or somewhere up in there, to marry a prostitute. He asked God, God asked that man, came to him, told him to marry the prostitute so people it was a lesson in this. God can show them forgiveness and this and that. And the woman she was a prostitute. So guess what she was doing? Sleeping around with other people. And he still forgave and loved her. And it's like, oh my God. And it was like, how many times have you did this and you did that, but God kept forgiving you. Kept forgiving you. I heard this morning. So for us to have it like, God, dog.
God be talking to him. This is Mr. Stubborn right here. God is going to get this one to do what he want him to do. And so sometimes writing a letter to the person, you might not can talk to them, but you get everything out and you said exactly like, you hurt me for this. You hurt me for that. You hurt.
Jezzy, I'm going to come to that. Oh my God.
And so you, even though in that moment you think you are not able to forgive them because you are focused on the act, but you got to be able to extend grace and mercy because you understand somewhere in somebody else's life they can say, "Boat Ramon hurt me."
Yes. Hold on. You're absolutely right.
Okay, go ahead,
You're
baby.
absolutely right. I've done wrong to people.
He didn't do his homework. He didn't.
Shut up.
I gave it to him too.
What?
The same homework I gave him.
I don't even know. I done forgot.
The forgiveness letter.
Oh yeah, I didn't do it.
He gonna do it though.
What's harder for me because generally I don't try to mess over people. I'm not gonna try to finesse you out of money. I'm not trying to hurt you in any kind of way. I'm generally not that type of person. Like for real. No saint, no angel. Lord, please don't take it that way. But I'm not the guy that's gonna try to hurt you.
Okay.
Verbally fit, I'm not. So when someone tries and literally purposely tries to hurt me in a manner in which there's no way in the world I would do you that way. I would not do anybody like that. So for you to do me like, and I've never done that hits different.
But baby, let me keep it $1 with you.
Please, you better.
But you have, and I will use me. You have hurt me.
It wasn't intentional. Like, I'm finna hurt Kings.
That may not be that may not be in the conversation consciously.
Right.
But there's a subconscious because of, I don't know, whatever the case, you may still feel I hurt you or something, but you have hurt me.
I never said I've never hurted nobody.
But you saying it's not my intentions. It's not your intentions. But when you are wounded and when you have not healed and you have been triggered or whatever the case may be, you're holding certain things. It is an outwardly expression that comes out. That's why I'm saying we got to understand that if somebody is willing to do it and they may not be doing it consciously.
But when they are. But that's the problem.
But you really
when you are, sometimes people
when people hurt you,
some people would mess around. I'm trying to get Candace fired.
But it's you
for no reason because I don't like you.
It's something up under that. It's a fear. It's something that they hold about you. Maybe they think you're getting ahead of them.
Yes.
Or maybe they think this. Yes. It's something with it. It's about them. But you are feeling it.
Of course.
But it's understanding that you're not operating as your best self. You don't even know who you are. You don't even know the God that is within you for you to intentionally try to hurt me like that. So I'm going to give you some grace and I'm going to give you some mercy and I'm going to forgive you because I know you don't know who you really are.
I'm not there.
Because if you
individually, I'm not there, babe.
That's just you're reluctant because you want to stay mad at them. And it's holding you back.
But I'm not there.
It's
with everybody.
It's holding you back. And if you're not willing to forgive other people, you won't be willing to forgive yourself.
No, I can forgive me.
You won't be willing to forgive yourself.
I have forgiveness from I have grace and mercy on Ramon.
Okay. All right. So
I got grace and mercy
he had to do a forgiveness letter.
Don't tell people. Don't tell them.
And I love how I'm talking about Jezzy.
Oh, I know it. I thought you was talking about me.
No. How he also said he was aware of all the things that God had given to him and he wasn't giving anything back to God. How God was saving him and this, that, and he wasn't giving anything back to God. And then it was so powerful to me to hear when he said Minister Farrakhan started calling him and was like, your message is changing. So be ready. Your message is changing. Yeah. Now you are moving from destroying your community to helping your community, to giving back, to speaking life, to they coming. Yeah. The enemy is coming. Yeah. 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 Man, they talked about so much. Man, did they? They talked about so much. Look, and we are 15 minutes to the show being over. Donna, I'm laughing so hard at Mon. I understand everything you are saying though. Yeah, it's golly. That's leaders. Where are you leading those that are following you? Leaders. This came with him in the conversation, and he realizing that he was a leader. He was like, I'm very clear about my purpose, that I'm a visionary. I'm being able to see this, that, and the other. I think he said leader. If you're a leader, specifically, I'm going to talk to the husband. Pink, I know. The husbands right now. Where are you leading those that are following you? And that's a rhetorical question, almost just something to sit with. Yeah. But also, if you are a leader at your company, you realize you are a leader in your family. That's a powerful question. That is. It is a great reflection. I'm in the garage one night, watching TV, smoking a cigar, and she asked me that. She's like, "This, I don't need you to respond. This is just like, where are you leading us?" Like, what the hell? Like, dang. See, when you marry a counselor, they hit you all kind of. It's not even. Yeah, it is. But see, I'm on my spiritual tip now. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Oh my, I love it, but I hate it, but loved it. I'm agitated. Like, dang it. I'm everywhere with it, but I love it. But dang, you get on my nerves. But I love it. I hate this right now. Come on, here. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. But that was a powerful question because it made me think, and it made me look at Ramon. Yeah. Not what you're doing, how you're doing it, what you're not doing, what you should be doing. Nope. What my kid, it made me look at Ramon. Yeah. Perfect example of my trainer told me once when I'm doing some boxing, you want to know how you looking and how you feel. You think you done lost some weight. You want to know how you looking. When you get out the shower, butt naked, look in the mirror. That mirror ain't gonna lie. You think you done lost some weight. You think you in shape. Get out the shower and look in that mirror, butt naked. Oh, you may see some things you don't like or some things you love, things you need to improve on. When you look at yourself, honestly, look at yourself, not what other people did, ain't doing, should do, but just look at you and how you showing up. It will make you see some things you might not want to see, don't like to see, what you need to work on. And that's one of those questions to where it should have you thinking and looking like that. And if it's not, then that person needs some more work. I will say that, because if that's a real question, as a man, if your wife come to you, where are you leading us? If you leading us, where are we going? Yeah. If that don't make that man think, ooh, ladies, y'all need to get in real prayer over your husband at that point. Like, for real, he needs some prayer. He needs you because he's missing something right now. Because as a man, I got to take ownership in Ramon. No matter how Candace show up, no matter what she do, I got to have ownership for myself, for me and for my family. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that was a real question. And it's I think as wives, that's where we can release some of our angst, some of our worry and concern, and picking up where uh, where we're not needed to pick up certain things. We got to give our husbands the space and the permission to lead. And I said that in when I did the Power of a Wife conversation at my church, is that God holds him responsible. If you are a husband and you have accepted this gift, because marriage is a gift from God, you have it within you to be a leader. You have it within you to lead as according to how God says lead. You have the ability to take your family to abundance and prosperity. You have the ability to usher your family into love, into peace. You have the ability to lead, but like somebody said on here, it does take you to have a for real intimate relationship with God. Oh, that was Pink that said, if God not leading you, you can't lead me anywhere. You as a husband, as a man, even if you're not married, but you desire that family, you desire, some of the things Jezzy was like, I want a family. I want that. You got to have a real connection to God, and that is missing in a lot of relationships.
Yeah, because marriage is
Marriage.
it's gonna test you.
Yeah.
In so many different areas. And the real and I kind of said this something earlier, but I was mentioning the wives. The real area, the real test is when you're mad at your wife.
Mm-hmm.
Or when she's at this particular moment phase in y'all marriage, she's lacking.
Mm-hmm.
She's not cooking.
Mm-hmm.
She's not sleeping with you like
Mm-hmm.
she should. She's not affectionate. She's
Mm-hmm.
not whatever.
Mm-hmm.
She's not that you require or desire. But how are you showing up still?
Mm.
Are you still being a loving husband?
Mm.
Are you still leading in a loving manner?
Mm.
A passionate manner? Or you, because that's when it's the most difficult.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to lead in a loving manner when baby's on her game. She own it. She own it.
Mm-hmm.
But I come home, she sleeping every night. We ain't had. She ain't cooking the house. She ain't been folding clothes, washing clothes. Man, what the hell going on? I'm mad.
Yeah.
But how am I showing up? That's when because at some point, both of you will be off your A game.
Yeah, absolutely.
No one talks about this in your marriage, but at some point, you're both off your A game. Hopefully not together at the same time. But at some point, as a husband, I ain't doing everything that I should be. How she gonna show up?
Yeah.
So that's again, you better have a relationship with God, because at some point, because if God and you, man, F this, F her, screw this, I'm done. But with that relationship with God, grace and mercy comes into play. Let me have grace. Let me give my wife some grace. Lord knows I needed it.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Good stuff. Good stuff. And so, y'all, the conversation was so good. And I just feel like we at the end of this show, but I feel like we still could have another part of this conversation on next week, because he talked about his ego. We talked about we started off the show with that one. Choosing me when you don't want to change.
Speak on it.
We ain't got much time. I'm just gonna hit a little bit because I got to be off of her on time today. But he felt like they could go no further because she did not want to change. And I'm like, in 2 years?
And you
like
but me, from the outside looking in, I say this from the outside looking in, I am not in that man's house or his shoes. Like, kind of see, like, man, did you throw in the towel a little early?
I think so.
But I can't say what he had to endure, and no one truly knows that. Only him and her. But like, dang, my bro, that was 2 years. But again, 2 years. When it ain't good as hell, them hell.
It feels hard, very hard. Trust.
It's just trust. Like, dang, if you really wanted that bad, maybe. But I don't know.
But it seems like what happened was he went on he's on his journey. He's on his healing journey. He's on a spiritual journey, and she is not there.
Be like
And
that
he
sometimes.
feels like, exactly. And he feels like, oh, she don't want to change, so I'm out.
Yeah,
But
that's my point.
I and this is just me, like he said, I'm not in a house, this, that, and the other. But after being married 21 years, with getting to a place where I got on a healing journey, I'm on a spiritual journey, and I can get what he's saying.
Yeah.
But then I know God.
Yeah.
And I know the power of God, and I see the glimpses of, and I've had friends that have had to tap me on the shoulder, like, hold up now. You just now getting to this space. Give him some grace and mercy. He gonna get there.
Oh, so
He'll
you was over here
change.
talking bad about me?
I wasn't talking bad about you, but it is, I see this. I'm on a spiritual journey. I see what God is doing.
Nah, you was talking bad.
I wasn't talking bad about you.
Probably was.
I was not, boy. But what I was
one
saying,
or two people you was talking
no, I wasn't. But what I was saying is, like, he won't listen. He not getting it. I see it. He won't listen to me. And it was just like, but there was a point. You just got here. Like,
Right.
you're on your spiritual
and
journey
mercy.
now.
Right.
And that's why I feel like he might have thrown in the towel. He might have saw the stubbornness in her. And maybe her mom had some impact on it as well. But I feel like he could have allowed his marriage to unfold a little bit, to allow his change to influence his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it can.
And it definitely can.
And
absolutely.
vice versa. A woman's change, her.
Yes.
Hell, the Bible speaks on that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the way that the man love, the way that God talks about a man's love and how that can change his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I kind of just feel like, there might have been a little bit too premature.
Yeah.
Premature.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is great conversation. Great conversation with you too today, Sexy.
Yeah, it was.
It was.
Yeah, it was, man.
So, do you have somebody should have told me, Mom? We got 3 minutes. Y'all got to tell somebody about the Couples Lounge show.
Yeah, I got a lot of things about to say. Hey, man. Yeah, first of all, go to YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Go to YouTube. Start watching us on YouTube, because when we start the new year, we won't be on Facebook at all. We'll just show clips, but we'll strictly be on YouTube. But man, a lot that stood out. I don't know where to begin. Real men don't cheat. Ego, self-importance.
No, look at that's the rest of my notes.
Oh, okay. Now I'll let you go first. I don't have somebody should tell me. I think I kind of said all that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we said a lot today. I would say, if I would pull something out of this show that I really want y'all to hone in on. Oh,
I know what something I want to
go on your own healing journey. That's what I would say. Be intentional. And we all need it. We all need it. And then if you tell me you don't need it, let me get on a call with you. Let's get on a call and let's see. Where you are able to tell me the things that are going on in your currently in your life, how you are responding to situations that are happening in your life. We all need it. And Babe said earlier, he kind of felt like waiting till you got married a little bit with age. I would say this: if you have not gotten married, find you a therapist, find you a life coach, find you a counselor, and do your work, so that when you show up, you're showing up as the best version of yourself in a healthy type of way, and you start to begin to attract the thing, not even the love that you want, but you start attracting the finances you want. You start attracting the career that you want. You started just attracting the abundance and the prosperity in all different ways, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, and physically, that you desire. And so, yes, if you need a life coach, a relationship coach, there's the link. You can reach out to us. A great way to end this year and enter into 2024. So yeah, the best way you and if you are in a relationship right now, that's my somebody should have told me, mama. Let's all get about being intentional about doing the work so that we can have grown folks conversation like they have to move the culture to the next level.
Oh, that'll work.
That'll work. We love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you tell somebody about the Couples Lounge show. Tell them to go to YouTube. Start following up. We talking about the Couples Lounge show, not KA side. The Couples Lounge show.
Absolutely.
Y'all make sure y'all tell somebody about the show. We love y'all for real. Everything that you all pour into the show, with your comments, you pouring into the community, into people changing their lives and giving them a different perspective as how to look at things. And so we are that show that gives you something to talk about. Bring your spouse and your significant other next week.
Absolutely.
All right. Bye, y'all.
We holla.